Welcome back to Wealth on Health. Parkinson's patients aren't the only ones affected by this devastating disease. Caregivers of Parkinson's patients also face an uphill battle as they stand behind their loved ones. Jo Rosen, a woman whose mother and husband both suffered from the disease, founded Parkinson's Resource Organization in 1990. It exists as a much-needed support system for the family of Parkinson's patients. We sat down with Jo at a recent caregivers meeting to learn more about the important work her organization is doing for those who need it most. The Scripps Mendy Wellbeing Center in San Diego, California played host to this special meeting for Parkinson's caregivers. It's a unique place where people can come together to offer advice and support. Just 2 decades ago, Jo Rosen didn't see an outlet like this available for Parkinson's caregivers.
20 years ago, when my late husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and this was the second time in my life that someone close to me was diagnosed with it. My mother also had it. We went through the Parkinson's community to see what it was that we needed from the community, and also to see what was missing in the community. And the thing that seemed to be missing was a forum for adult children, which I was of my mother, or for spousal caregivers to sit in a room or wherever in some forum and talk about the issues and concerns that they have while living with this disease.
One of these people benefiting from the work Parkinson's Resource Organization is doing is caregiver Carol Insko. Her husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease about 4 years ago.
He just started leaning one day. He couldn't seem to hold himself upright. When we were at a concert in the park, he kept leaning over into me like this, and I kept shoving him back. And then we noticed when he was walking that he was bending over more and more, and we thought, what's going on?
Our job is to work with them, listen to their issues and their concerns, have the room help solve or resolve them or work on those issues. At the same time, before we leave, we make sure that everyone has something that they're doing for themselves.
It helps because it lets me find out information about what the disease is, and then particularly on a night like this when we have a caregivers meeting, which is the first one that I've been to, it's an opportunity to hear other stories, so you know that you're not quite so alone in all of this.
Jo's positive outlook on life is clearly shown by her willingness to put others ahead of herself.
I think one thing that's good out of it is that I've learned that I need to just cherish the day that I'm in. Just, say, hey, this is a day.
It is a disease that you can live with. It is a disease that no matter what you have, you want to stay healthy, whether it's, so you want to exercise. Exercise is probably the best thing a person can do if they have Parkinson's disease or Parkinsonism. A life can be lived with Parkinson's disease, and it can be lived very nicely. Attitude is everything.
Caregivers are truly a blessing through the love and support they provide. Parkinson's patient Catherine Rodriguez sees this every day in her caregiving husband as she takes part in a Parkinson's research study at the University of California, San Diego.
He's definitely been an advocate for me from day one. He always goes to the neurologist with me. He always he notices things to tell the neurologist that I don't notice about myself, so that is always helpful. He organizes my medications to make sure that they're all on a little chart, and so I remember what to take when, where, and all that type of stuff.
When Catherine found out she had Parkinson's disease 10 years ago, it was definitely unexpected.
It was May the 10th, 1999. I can be real exact. The reason I remember that is May 10th is Mother's Day in Mexico. I was a school principal, and my husband had noticed some tremors in my right hand. I basically blamed it on stress and ignored it, but he finally convinced me to go to the doctor. I went in to see the neurologist in the morning, and I remember the neurologist looking at me and telling me I had Parkinson's.
Catherine now relies on a variety of medications to help keep her symptoms at bay.
Well, I take 37 pills during the day, so you don't really want a list of all of them, trust me. But the primary medication that most everyone with Parkinson's ends up at some point in time is Sinemet or levodopa.
As part of the study at UCSD, Catherine provides researchers with important data as the search for a cure rages on.
I'm doing a study with UCSD on cognition and Parkinson's, and basically they are looking at loss of cognition and motor dexterity with Parkinson's. So what I do is every 6 months I go in and they do an MRI, and basically you sit in this long skinny tube for an hour and they show you a screen with finger movements, and then you have to press buttons to match and you just kind of keep doing this over and over for an hour and seeing how well you do. They're never going to find a cure if people don't volunteer to, do studies and help them with the research.
Coming up on Wealth on Health, Dr. Omar Gonzalez is changing the lives of Parkinson's patients with his groundbreaking form of stem cell therapy.
My tremors have subsided, my aches are gone, and my face has totally changed. They say I radiate, I'm glowing, and it's all because of the hair.